Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off to give the highest honor, glory, and all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach you to do well and taught me the truth out of the Bible and amongst other things. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered to all four corners of the earth, my fellow laborers who push this work and word in truth and sincerity all across the globe. Shalom. Yeah, man. So I'm going to play a few videos. And yeah, you already heard what is going on, with Venezuela, America, Trump, really there's a worldwide event. So before I'm gonna play the videos, this is a disclaimer. This video is for educational purpose only, copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So with that said, let's start with the video. Yeah, before I start to play, this is a video from Kim Iverson. And yeah, like we all already suspected, we know that one of the bankers, the Rothschilds, was congratulate Trump of his, attack and really get President Maduro, in captivity, so he was really congratulate him about it. He said, good job. So we already know who the ones who are backing the Trump. And, because, yeah, we already know Venezuela has a lot of resources, oil resources, gold. So we know what's going on. And but this is interesting also. A Zionist Trump donor behind Maduro's ouster. So if we're going to play a little bit, because this is really what it is. It's all about greed, power, and control. So let me play this video.
Did the United States oust Maduro for Israel? Now, before you say, oh, this is just Israel derangement syndrome, everything cannot possibly be linked back to Israel, let's go over why some people think it might actually be connected to Israel and some really compelling evidence that proves it really may have been something connected to Israel. Let's start off here. This is Netanyahu talking about basically rambling on about how Hezbollah and Hamas and Venezuela somehow all connect together.
In cahoots with the Maduro regime, they're exporting terrorism to America, to the American hemisphere, and then they want these Hezbollah and Hamas to get their guys into the United States. So Hamas and Iran's and its proxies are a threat not only to us, but to Israel, all America's allies in the Middle East, and to America itself.
Okay, so he's somehow connecting Hezbollah, Hamas, Iran, all of it to Venezuela. So this is an interview he did with Greta Van Stroosen. He sat down with her December 30th, so well before Maduro, or a few days before Maduro was captured and taken to the United States. And he's essentially saying right there, Iran is in cahoots with Maduro, and we've got to oust Maduro. Days later, we oust Maduro. Now, that's not enough evidence in and of itself, is it? But let's now fast forward to just after the United States
and Salakia that I stopped this.
Captures Maduro, takes him back to the United States.
Salakia. Like we said, Israel is really, because America is the hammer of the earth, but who is really wielding the hammer is really Israel, you see, because they are in control of America. You know what America can do or cannot do, because why? They, like you see here, it's a Zionist Trump donor behind Maduro's ouster, and this is correct. This is what is going on, you see? And it goes really back to the bankers, and that is something clearly we can see. So let's play further.
This is what Netanyahu has to say now.
Regarding Venezuela, I want to express the government's full support for the U.S.'s firm decision and action to restore freedom and justice to that region. I must say, in Latin America, we're seeing a transformation as countries return to the American axis and, unsurprisingly, to ties with Israel. We welcome this. We commend President Trump's decision and salute.
Salakia and Maduro, I don't have that. I have that interview somewhere, but let me tell you, I think brothers already posted it. Maduro also was calling out, these tiny tops, and he really said to them that they are not the real people. You see, so I have that somewhere. Maybe let me look for it. Khan, I found it. So let me play this for a second. Bear with me.
Esos judíos de las 12 tribus, que no son los que mandan hoy en el Estado de Israel. Los que hoy gobiernan el Netanyahu no es judío auténtico. Él es un cambalache que viene por allá de Polonia. Para los que les gusta hablar de religiones y dicen que esto es un conflicto.
And he's right, because his name is his real name is Bibi Malakowski, and that is what they do. They change their names, so he's totally right what he says.
Religioso. No, esto no es un conflicto religioso. El conflicto que hay desde la fundación del Estado de Israel es un conflicto geopolítico, porque ese Estado lo crearon para conquistar todo el Medio Oriente y Asia Central y quitarle las riquezas y colonizar esos pueblos. Es el proyecto sionista, que dicen que van desde el río Jordán hasta el Éufrates y más allá.
So yeah, you see, man. You see, so he said those those people, they are not the people, man. And yeah, that is something that we already from the apostles and down. We said that for the longest, man. We know that these are not the real people, and the world has started to see it too. You see, this more likely is our people and the people who live in Venezuela. A lot of them are really from the 12 tribes. You see, the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, these are the so-called Negroes. These are the real people of Israel, man. You see, and yeah, that's why they try to also with that they try to have the control and power to control the narrative. So let me go back to the video real quick, and then we go into some scriptures. Sorry that we have to sit through this. Bear with.
Commend President Trump's decision and salute the U.S. military for a perfect operation. We appreciate that.
Okay, so he says there that this is great. It's a perfect operation. And this is really particularly great for Israel because we're going to see Latin American countries that have been against Israel now turning toward Israel again. And that is great for us, he's saying. So all of these leaders that they're threatening, that they're wanting to oust, from Mexico to Colombia to Cuba to Venezuela, have all been pro-Palestine. And now, with their new leaders installed, they will be forced to be pro-Israel, or else you end up captured or killed or worse or whatever it might be by the United States when we do a regime change on you. So now you've got a bunch of.
You see, so this is because they want to control the narrative, because a lot of countries are going against them. Matter of fact, that brings me to this scripture. Bear with me. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. You see, and they are really despised by Yahweh, by the heathens, man. You see, everybody is seeing them. You see what Maduro was saying about them, and this is the sentiment of a lot of these leaders. They know that they are not the real people of the Bible. You see, so that's why this is also about control in the narrative, that nobody can say nothing against them. And if you are the real people, why you have to go to all these lengths, to control the narrative and what people say about you? If you know that you are the real people, you don't have to do that, make that effort. But they know that they are not the real people, you see, and they are greatly despised. So the Lord is doing that, man, you see. So let me go to the word despised in the Blue Letter Bible. That goes to the word, the spice goes to bawa. Hebrew word is bawa. And in the outline of biblical usage, to despise, hold in contempt, disdain, a real disdain, you see? And that is what you see on the earth. The people are despising them. That's why you have all these pro-Palestine protesting, and they see that they are really made small. You see, and America together with them, to despise, regard with contempt, real contempt against them, to the despise, to be despicable. They are despicable. This is how the nations are looking at these Edomites. And it is not about your color, no, it is about the way you carry yourself in this world, your spirit. You see, it's just a wicked, foul spirit. You foul, you see, worthless, to cause to despise. You see? So in the Strong's definition, bawa goes into disesteem. So if somebody is esteemed great or good, that is positive. But if you are disesteem, that is that is not good. That is negative. You see, despise, disdain, contempt, contemptible thing, to scorn, a vile person, and Esau is also called a scoundrel. You see, a vile person, a knave. That is he, the Edomites, man. You see, so he's greatly despised, and this is a good way to see that he's being despised by all the heathen nations. So now they try to control the narrative. You see, that is what they try to do, man. So let me go to that video for a moment. Bear with me.
When we do a regime change on you. So now you've got a bunch of, let me just actually show you this map here. This is the countries that have been supportive of Palestine and the countries that have been supporting Israel or have, so the countries in black there are the ones that have been, they have cut or limited relations with Israel. That's Venezuela. What is that one in the center? Is that Bolivia? Do I know my geography? Embarrassingly, not as well as I should, especially when it comes to Latin America. I got to be honest with you, but that is the state. Yeah, that is Bolivia. Okay, so, maybe I'm not as bad as I thought. Then you've got in green here, it's the countries that have, let me just pull this up full screen. The countries that have recalled its ambassadors from Israel, that would be Brazil, Chile, you've got Ecuador there, and Peru. And then the countries that have issued statements condemning Israel's assault on Gaza, that's Mexico, Argentina. What I really wanted to show you guys, which this map doesn't really quite show, is the countries that still support Israel versus those that don't, because that's what Netanyahu's really referring to, is which countries are still recognizing Israel. I think most countries in the world have said, hey, we condemn what you do, but how far are they willing to go beyond that is, I think, a bigger question. And Netanyahu was saying, well, it doesn't really matter. Once we get rid of all these leaders, they're all going to be in support of Israel, and that's what we're looking for. But here's the real kicker as to the evidence that this may have been an operation. Maduro's capture, his ouster, may have been an operation. I didn't think it could happen this as well, but Trump's in support of Israel. And it is this story that, here's a Mother Jones report on this story. Several other outlets did this as well. But Trump's Venezuela move could deliver a big win for this MAGA billionaire. Who is this MAGA billionaire? Hedge funder Paul Singer, whose firm acquired Citgo at a bargain price, has much to gain from Nicolas Maduro's ouster. Okay, who is this Paul Singer guy, and what exactly are they talking about? So let's walk this through kind of for dummies, because that's what I am when it comes to this sort of thing. So for the last 2 years, Citgo has been under auction in U.S. courts. Now, Citgo is a major U.S. oil refiner that has been owned indirectly by Venezuela's state-run oil company, PDVSA, for decades. And it ended up getting into some financial trouble and essentially was forced to sell in an auction in U.S. courts. Now, Venezuela contested this, said this is theft. You shouldn't be doing this. But the United States government decided to do it anyway. And of course, you could probably assume that was to get under the skin of Venezuela, to hinder their operations and whatnot. It was just one of those moves. And for 2 years, Citgo sat in an auction in U.S. courts. And various different companies, various different firms bid on Citgo. Elliott Investment Management is a large activist hedge fund. And it did a bid for Citgo's parent company, for Citgo, basically. And basically, a U.S. federal court in Delaware allowed creditors to bid, or they allowed creditors to attach the shares of PDV Holding, the U.S. company that owns Citgo, and ordered a structured auction of those shares to raise cash for those creditors. So this was not a voluntary sale by Venezuela. The judge treated Venezuela and PDVSA as a judgment debtor and ran a controlled auction process over about 2 years to maximize recovery while keeping the company operating. Multiple bidders showed up, including Elliott's Amber Energy, who this Paul Singer guy he's the main guy. There were some rival offers that were actually higher. And this is where things get weird. There were rival offers upwards of $7 billion. And Elliott Management ended up bidding $5.3 billion. So there were higher bidders, yet somehow, some way, only a month ago in November, this Elliott management company ended up winning the bid. The judge decided, even though there were higher bidders, even though Venezuela pointed out, actually, our company's worth a lot more than this. Our company's worth probably $12, $13 billion, and now you're going to sell it for half the price. And not only that, but you're going to sell it to whoever, you're not even selling it to the highest bidder. Well, the U.S. courts decided for unknown reasons, really. I mean, of course, they make up some reasons, but for unknown reasons, they ended up basically selling the company to Paul Singer's Elliott's management. Now, Paul Singer is one of the biggest Zionists and large funders and backers of Netanyahu and Israel's Likud party. Major Zionist, well-known major Zionist. Donated a ton of money to Donald Trump. At first, he was a critic of Donald Trump. Then he became a fan. Then he ended up donating to Donald Trump. He even donated against Congressman Thomas Massie in his campaign because he wanted the anti-Zionist Thomas Massie out of office. So he's a very, very big Zionist. And interestingly, after 2 years of being in court, somehow Paul Singer ends up winning the bid, even though his wasn't even the highest. He wins the bid for the oil refinery away from Venezuela. After 2 years, this finally happens in November. And then just a few mere weeks later, one of Trump's biggest donors, Zionist biggest donors, also a huge donor to the Israel Zionist agenda, ends up getting his dream comes true, and Maduro's ousted, making his company suddenly overnight worth double. The amount of profit he's now going to make with Maduro gone is double. And where do you think that money is going to go? From this activist management company.
Exactly. It's going to go to the tiny top people. So, because they are behind all this. So this is what it is, man. It is the wicked in rulership, man. So, and that's why we see in all these things happening, because they are behind it. Like we said, like I said before in this video, that America is the hammer of the earth, but Israel is wielding it, and mainly the bankers, they are the one that wielding America to do their bidding. So let me go to some scriptures. Bear with me. Let me go to some scriptures. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, and let me go, let me see. Let me go to verse 3. For the wicked boasted of his high heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorred. You see? And let me go to verse 3 in the NLT. For they brag about their evil desires. They praise the greedy and curse the Lord. You see, so this is what is going on, because the Trump's donor, who gave Trump's the donor, he is being praised. This is what is going on. They are being praised, all these greedy people, because you see what's happening after Maduro was captured. That's why Trump said they're going to take over the country, basically, man. You see that they gonna take over the natural resources and control of the government. So we see what is going on, and Esau doesn't hide it anymore, that he is really the wicked, and he doesn't care. He does everything illegal. You see. He didn't, Trump didn't ask for permission, and took it through the Senate. No, he did it all by his own. So also with them, there is a lot of division, because they are angry that Trump did it on his own. You see, because why? He's backed by these elites, by the bankers, man. So this is what is going on, man. You see? So this is what they do. So let me go to another video. Bear with me.
Venga por mí. Aquí lo espero en Miraflores. No se tarde en llegar, cobarde.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
People are saying it goes down with one of the most incredible. It was so complex. 152 airplanes, many. Talk about boots on the ground. We had a lot of boots on the ground. But it was amazing. And think of it, nobody was killed. And on the other side, a lot of people were killed. Unfortunately, I say that, the soldiers.
And Salakia, you see, they are proud. And you see also here in the video, you see he's stout. And stout goes into proud. You see, Esau's really proud. That's why you saw the previous clip. You see that Eagle and Maduro said they can come get me, but this is that, Esau is proud because he's the hammer of the earth. He has the means to do it, but he also picks his battles because he ain't going to China or Russia, to get Putin over there or Xi Jinping. That is his name, if I'm correct. Also Korea, because Korea is also backed by China. So a few countries he doesn't go in them because he cannot do that. You see. But this is the pride of the Edomite. You see, they are a pride. That's why the Bible said they are pride. The pride of his heart has deceived him. You see, and the seven things that the Lord hates of pride. Look, and the Edomites are really a proud people, man. They really they don't think about the Lord. Everything is they are taking refuge in their pride, in their prideness, man. You see. They are leaning upon them own and not on the Lord. Matter of fact, let me go back to the book of Psalms. Bear with. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 3. Verse 3, for they brag in the NLT, for they brag about their evil desires. You see, this is their evil desires. They brag about it. You see, they don't see no fault in it, what they are doing. And they try to frame it like, yeah, he was bad, but America also living in a dictatorship. But nobody, if it was Trump, if some foreign nation came and took Trump in captivity, then then it was like, this is not democracy. How can they do that? We have to fight and strike back. You see, but that is the hypocrisy of the Edomites, man. You see. For they brag about the evil desires, they praise the greedy and curse the Lord. You see? And that is what they do, and they curse the Lord because they believe in themselves. Verse 4, let me read it in the King James Version. The wicked through the pride of his countenance, you see, he's proud. You see it, the eagle, you see, and this is really funny that they also always use the eagle as a symbol. You see, and this is goes back to the Edomites. You see, they always use the eagle as their symbol. It goes back to the Romans, the Greeks. They are the Edomites, the so-called white men. They are the Edomites of the Bible, where the Bible speaks of, man, the wicked. You see, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the heavenly Father Yahweh. Yahweh is not all their thought in his thoughts. Salakia. You see, so they don't think about the Lord. They think they can get away with everything what they're doing, but this is their last hooray. You see, because this third world war that is about to come, this is gonna be his last. The sun is setting upon this Edomite kingdom. He's going down. This is his last hooray. You see, because he tried to come after the children of the Most High, after the saints. You see, the ones who have this testimony, because he's going to make war with the saints. This is what he's about to do. That's why they try these tiny tops try to control the narrative that you have to be pro them. That's why they put Palantir and all their wicked AI, the demonic AI in place to really seek who is against them. You see, worldwide, to try to control the narrative. You see, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. You see, and that is what he's doing. He puffeth at all the enemies. He'd be like, you can do me nothing. I make the decisions all over the earth. And this is something else that I was seeing also. Wait for me. This is part of his brightness. Rubio says, this is our hemisphere, and President Trump will not allow our security to be threatened. So, and they see the whole, the whole of Latin America, that whole region over there, even South America, everything, that they are master of it, and they are the ones who are really control everything, and they are the boss. You see, That is how Esau sees it. But the Lord got other plans for you because the Lord is the boss. You are nothing, man. You are playing right in the hands of the Lord. That is what you are doing now. And this is beautiful to see because we, the seers, the prophets of the Lord, because the Lord made known this mystery, what he's about to do with these devils. He made it known unto his prophets. And we can see the future clearly that this is his end. We know all these things that we are seeing, that Esau is at his end, man. The end of his kingdom, it is over for him, man. You see? So, Rubio, this is our hemisphere, and President Trump will not allow our security to be threatened. And this is how they see it, man. That they are Lord and Master over everybody and want to control everybody. And this is what the mindset is of these wicked devils, man. You see? So, to go back to the video, bear with me.
Cubans, mostly Cubans, but many, many killed. And they knew we were coming, and they were protected, and our guys weren't. Our guys are jumping out of helicopters, and you're not protected, and they were. But it was so brilliant. The electricity for almost the entire country was, boom, turned off. That's when they knew there was a problem. There was no electricity. Caracas, there's no electricity. It's not the only people with lights were the people that had candles. It was just off. So we sort of got them a little by surprise, but it was brilliant tactically. It was an incredible thing. He's a violent guy. He gets up there and he tries to imitate my dance a little bit. But he's a violent guy, and he's killed millions of people. He's tortured. They have a torture chamber in the middle of Caracas that they're closing up. But he's tortured people, and now what they do, the radical left, they actually have people, and it's hard to get them. They're all paid people. Most of these people are paid. They're paid when they have brand new, beautiful printed signs by like the highest quality printer, and you have a woman, free Maduro, and the sign is before we even did the attack. Free Maduro. Why do you want him freed? I don't know, but he should be free. Oh, she reads the sign. What does that say? It says free. Well, that's what I believe. But the United States proved once again that we have the most powerful, most lethal, most sophisticated, and most fearsome. It's a fearsome military on planet Earth, and it's not even close. I've been saying it for a long time. Nobody can take us. Nobody. We don't want to have it. We don't have a discussion, but you read all and you see everything else. Nobody could have done that. Nobody has our weapons. Nobody has the quality of our weapons.
Good job, good job.
I'm scrolling on Twitter and I see some shit that I gotta share with y'all. You ready? Nate Rothschild, one of the Rothschild family, the Rothschild banking clan, is thanking Donald Trump. It says, "Thank you, well done, Donald J. Trump, Venezuela Libre." The next comment just posts a screenshot that says, "Venezuela does not have a Rothschild central bank. The Central Bank of Venezuela, the Central Bank of Venezuela, Banco de Central de Venezuela, is a publicly owned institution responsible for the country's monetary policy and currency." And just like that, everything makes sense. All the questions you have been answered. So now, U.S. is going to run Venezuela, as Trump announced. We're going to control their oil, and the Rothschilds get the Venezuelan bank. So the Rothschilds just got another country under their wing, a country they've been trying for years to get under their wing. And so now you know what happens when your country's central bank is not controlled by this family.
Exactly, and that is what we try to tell you. What he is telling you, and that is correct, because All the countries that they are going against, at war, they are the ones that are not controlled by the central banks, so by these elites, and mainly the tiny tops. Because don't forget, it is this family that is responsible for the state of Israel. You see, the Balfour Declaration was made by this family. You see, to create the state Israel. So they are those people. You see, and they are in control of everything. So that brings everything full circle. You see? So don't make no mistake about it, man. You see? That's why he was congratulate Trump about his success to capture Maduro. You see? This is what is going on, man. So let me play also okay, we have a small video and then we can stop. So you see, man. Yeah, Salakia. So you see, man, the people in Colombia, they are protesting, and a lot of people, because they always show you the people who are against Maduro, and like Trump said, they are the one that also paying people, to go against Maduro. You see, but the bulk of the people was, here on the street, they was protesting against the. They said, "No Yankees, we don't want the Americans, the Edomites. They have to get out. Go away, Yankees. They don't want you there. You see, they don't want to be colonized by you." Because everywhere where these devils are going, your country is going to be in shambles. Because you're talking about they're going to build it up. No, that is not what is going to happen, man. It's only going to get bad and worse when they are in control of your country, man. You see, that is really what is going on, man, and they take pleasure in it because this is what Esau always does, man. You see, by violence taking everything, making evil plans, like we was seeing already, that they was already hatching all these plans before to go swoop in and take control over this country illegally, because he is the sitting president. He was legally elected by the people. So this is really, really a act of a legal act and an act of evil. So let me go to the scriptures. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, and you see the title, "Woe to the oppressors," at verse 1. "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." Yeah, and the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And who are the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white men. They are in control. They cannot any more longer say it like, "Hey, we don't control nothing." No, yeah, they are really in control of everything, man. You see? You have to speak English. If you don't, the dollar hegemony, everything what they are doing, it is under their control, and they get it by pillaging, looting the whole world, man. You see, natural resources, deleting people everywhere, put them under their subjugation, and especially what it did with the Israelites, man, the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They gained so many riches with that, just like the days with Pharaoh, man. Pharaoh was strong because of the Israelites. That's why, man. You see, it's not by themselves because they was hardworking people, these Edomites. No, they accumulate their riches. They get their riches by putting the children of Israel, on the subject, and hardcore slavery, free labor, and that is the way they accumulate that money, man. Their wealth and their power. You see, because why? The Lord gave us into the hands of these devils. You see, that's why, man. So and they are the ones that constantly they cannot sleep at least they make something fall, because that is also these devils, they only want more, they ain't satisfied. You see, he's never satisfied. He only wants more, more, more. Even though he has everything, he's never satisfied, this devil. He always wants more, because why? He's the wicked, you see. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And is not that what they are doing? You see, this is what they are doing, man. They take it. They constantly are taking. You know, you see it in Venezuela now recently, man. They are everywhere. Last time in Nigeria, they bomb also in Nigeria. Even the African countries are now like, hey, we need nuclear capability, and I'm gonna make a video about that because all the nations are coming against these devils. That's why we was reading in Obadiah 1 and 2. They are greatly despised. And, and not because the color of your skin, no, because you are a wicked piece of human being. That's why people are see who you are. You are wicked. You are evil. That's why. You see? So that is what is going on, man. You see? They are this is what they're doing. And I want to go into that word, in that word covet, what that means. The covet fields. The word covet goes into, that goes in the word chamat, chaamat, chaamat. The Hebrew word is chaamat, and it goes into outline of biblical usage to desire, covet, take pleasure in, delight, desire, to be desirable, to delight, greatly desire, greatly desirableness, preciousness. In the strong definition goes into to delight in beauty, greatly beloved, covet, delectable thing, great delight, desire, goodly lust, pleasant thing, a precious thing. But this is in the negative sense. So let me look up that word covet real quick. We go to the etymology of that word. Let me see. No. What's going on? Wait. Give me all other things. Strange. Okay. Give me off my previous lessons. Okay, Covet. Covet means in the etymology. The word Covet in the etymology goes into no, mid 13th century, to desire or wish for inordinately or without regard for the rights of others. Woo! This is what I mean. You see? So they desire things that is, and they don't care about, or your rights, nothing. They just take it because why? It is an evil eye they have towards you. They want to have they desire to have what you have. And that is the Edomites, man. You see? To desire or wish for inordinately or without regard for the rights of others. Exactly. You see, from Old French, coffee, covet, desire, lust after, but really, this was the point, really, man. You see, I don't have to read it further. This was the point, to desire or wish for inordinately or without regard for the rights of others. Whoo! That is enough said, man. This is what they do, man. You see, it's evil. This is what they do, man. So let me read further. So we're gonna read it again. And they covet fields and take them by violence. That this is how they do. We go in Venezuela, and we take their resources, we take the oil, we take everything. You see. By violence, bomb you. That is what they did. Look what they did to Libya. Look what they did to Iran. We can name all these things what these devils did, man. You see? by violence, deceit, lying to the people like, yeah, he's a dictator, they are this, and meanwhile they are they are the worst. That guy, I don't want to say his name, but he, that Bibi Melakowski, that guy from that Israeli guy, he don't acknowledge the Dutch, the Hague, the Supreme Court. They don't acknowledge it, and America too. So nobody can bring these devils to justice, but they can bring you to justice. You see how hypocrite these Edomites are? You see? So this is what it is, man. So, and they covet fields and take them by violence. So they don't care about your rights. They just swoop in and take what you have. You see? And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And that is what they're doing, man. You see? They oppress your heritage. They take even stealing your family heritage. And it's not that what the tiny top people did, to the real people of Israel. Take our heritage, now knocking on their chests and saying that they are us. It's oppression, man. You see? Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. You see? So the Lord, hey, he ain't gonna play with y'all, man. You see? And let me go to that word family in the Hebrew. Let me look it up. Behold, against his family, because who is this family the Lord is talking about? And the Hebrew word for family is mashapah cha'a. Mashapah cha'a. That is the Hebrew word for this family. And a family is a clan, family, tribe, people, a nation. So this talks about a nation of people. And who is that nation of people? The Edomites, the so-called white men. The Lord is talking to them. You see? Guild, species, kind, aristocrats. Yeah. You see? In the strong definition, it goes into a family, a circle of relatives. You see? And this is that whole family, the families of the Edomites, man, the sons of Esau. Figuratively, a class of persons, a species of animals or sort of things, by extension, a tribe of people, family, kind, red. And we are also the 12 tribes of Israel, you see? So this talking about the Edomite family, man. You see? So the Lord ain't done with them, man. So what they did, you see? So this is what they're doing, man. All over the world, pillaging, robbing, graping. That is the ammo, man. So if they are the ones who swoop in your country, that is not a good thing, man. You see? Because it's going to be oppression. That's why the title said here, woe to the oppressors, man. You see? That's why his soul is not right in him, man. That is what the Bible says. Let me go over there. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. And let me start with verse 4. And it reads, behold, his soul, let me see here, Salakia. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So his soul, you see, that is in him is not upright, and that you see. The Edomite, his soul is not upright. He does everything contrary that the Lord said that he has to do, man, here upon this earth, man. That's why the earth is in a bad state nowadays, man. The people are in a bad state because he does everything contrary that the Lord says to do, man. He lives by the precepts of man, making laws by himself. You see, but break them all laws. The hypocrisy, they can go to somebody else and dictating that he's a dictator. But meanwhile, did you lately have a good look in the mirror? What you are doing? You see, and that is a hypocrite. You see. And these devils are hypocrites. They don't like accountability, what they did. Look what they did to us. Till the day of today, none of us, our people, is getting paid for our free labor that we did. No, they still try to bash you in the ground and that you are lazy, this, that. These are the devils the Bible speaks of, man. You see? It's true. You cannot go around it, man. That is what it is, man. For verse 5, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, you see, And the wine is their philosophies. You see, that is what the Lord means with wine. They transgress it by wine because they got their philosophies. Man and man, woman and woman. You can do what you want. YOLO. Everything contrarily that the Lord said that you have to do, they are doing it, and they are okay with it. And if you say something about it, that's why they hate the Heavenly Father. They don't like the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They are against Him. They think that they are gods upon this earth. That's why the Lord is going to get them, man. You see? Brainwashing your children with all their wicked philosophies. Lying. This is what the Edomites are doing. It's a lying tongue. And the Lord said what the Bible says. He hates a lying tongue. Feet that are swift to run to violence. This is it describes them in the letter T, man. Because that is what they are doing. You see? He's a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. You see? He's always in everybody's business worldwide, always meddling in people's business, always want to know what you're doing. That's why they set up their satellites, try to control you, your telephone, everything to spy on you, try to control the narrative. This is Esau Edom, man. He tried to be God. You see? You see, his desire is as hell. He's never satisfied. And he's as dead and cannot be satisfied. This devil is never satisfied, man. You see? It's never that he said, hey, I have enough. I control the world, everything. Hey, let me have peace. This is enough. No, he's never have enough. And mainly these elite bankers, man. You see? They continually are gathered for war constantly. You know? Because war is profiting them. That is what it is. You see? And it says dead and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations and heaped unto him all people. You see? That is what it is, man. This is what he's doing, man. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Covetous. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. You see? And we're going to go to a few words here in the Hebrew. Because we here always learned you have to go into words to understand what the Bible is saying, man. So where you go to, I want to look up that word, clay, thick clay. Matter of fact, let me go also to the word, let me go first to the word taunting. What that means. A taunting proverbs. And the Hebrew word for taunting is lawatas. 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 That is the Hebrew word. And the outline of biblical usage goes into satire, mocking poem, a mocking song. And is he not? That is that mocking song. The Lord is mocking him. You see, taunting, a figure, enigma. And in the Strong's definition, it goes into an aphorism. Also satire, interpretation, taunting. You see? So that is goes also in a parable, a riddle, mystery. You see? The Lord is mocking him, man. And when we go to the root word, that we see. Let me see. This word is lawatas, Salakia. And the other word was malayataza. Malayataza. So, in the outline of biblical usage, lawataz goes into scorn, make mouths at, talk arrogantly, to boast, to scorn, to mock, to deride, to interpret, to interpreter, to ambassador, to be inflated, to scoff, act as a scorner, show oneself a mocker. You see, so the Lord is taking a taunting prophet, so he really makes a mocking song. And this word is taunting here means malayataza. Salakia, so that we have it right. So yeah, man. So that is what the Lord is doing, man. It's a mocking proverb against him. Like we was also a proverb and a byword to call you nigger, black. All these words are is a proverb. That's why the Bible said now we are a proverb. You see, a byword, because these are bywords and prophets that these devils gave unto us. But yeah, let me stick to this and go to that word, take clay. And the word is ibacha. And ibacha goes in outline of biblical usage, weight of pledges, heavy debts. You see, and this devil is covered in debts. And he has to pay a lot because this devil, he took so many natural resources. Even when you look in the debt clock that they have, it's just like billions. You see, and everywhere he's going, and put that thick clay upon him, man. You see, so that is the thick clay that goes in heavy depth. You see, strong definition, something pledge, EI, collectively, pawned goods, thick clay by a false etymology. So this is what it is, but this point is in heavy depths. You see, this devil is covered in heavy depths. So this devil is constantly gathered for war, man. That is what he's doing. That is his ammo. So let me go over here. I close it out with this. This is Psalms chapter 140, and let me start with 1. This is to the chief musician, a psalm of David. Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. And who is that violent man? Esau Edom. You see? Because he was blessed with the sword. Esau Edom is blessed with the sword and the fetters of the earth. And he is that violent man. You see, the book of Revelation, chapter 6, said that he is that red horse, and Edom is red. It was great power. A sword was given unto him to take peace from the earth. That is Esau Edom. You see? Which imagine mischief in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war. And these devils are constantly, Salakia, are gathered for war. They every time they are in war, everywhere. If it is not that they are really physically in war, they are the one that backing it up and supported it. Like my last video that I made, that these grand one of these grand childs of the Rothschilds from these bankers said that nothing goes by them, for decisions to make war, because they are the one that financing these wars, man. So full circle again, man. You see, they are the one that are behind it, man. You see, and these devils are continually gathered for war, man. Constantly, man. You see? And that is what it is, man. So yeah, man, and that is what we see. But this is gonna be the Third World War is gonna be the end of Esau's kingdom, man. Matter of fact, it's gonna be the heaven, the kingdom of heaven is gonna be set up here on earth, man. The kingdom to come is gonna be a beautiful kingdom, man. You see, with Yahweh Shai, man, because he's the only one who can take this devil down, because they are the one that gave the power onto the Edomites, the so-called white men, and they're gonna take the power out of his hand, man. That is what is going to happen, and it is beautiful. We see all these things are being fulfilled right in front of our eyes. So with that, I want to give the highest honor, glory, and all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash, Shalom.